The animal is a level 2 monster. It has a deformed face that's frozen in fear or agony. No one really knows. The animal is a 6-legged, fleshy, spider-like monster that only does 2 health points of damage per hit. The animal has 8 unique behavior states: spawn, idle, roaming, investigating, player notice, go to player, wreak havoc, and leave. And it flips between them based on what you do. State changes are triggered by timers, player distance, vision, or interactions. The animal spawns at a level point, which is a special spawn marker placed in the map. And the game picks one based on certain rules, like distance from players, room suitability, or spawn priorities. After spawning, a short 1-second delay plays out before transitioning to idle. The animal stands still, simulating passive behavior. It will freeze randomly with time intervals between 2 to 6 seconds before progressing onto its roam state. In this state, it will be actively searching for a random destination in the game's nav mesh, which is an invisible map that shows the AI where it can walk to and how to get there. That is 5 to 15 units away from its current position. If nothing is found in that range, for example, it's cornered, it broadens the search to anywhere in the level, which is 0 to 999 units. Once it finds a point, it walks towards it. If it reaches the destination without anyone nearby, it will transition back to idle. The investigate phase is triggered by sound or disturbance. Once it hears something suspicious, it will walk over to check it out. It will stop investigating and return to idle if it reaches the spot, gets stuck, spends 5 seconds trying and fails, or an external condition forces it to leave. If a player is spotted during this state, the enemy will immediately switch to the player notice state. When the state begins, it sets a 3-second timer which will start counting down if the enemy gets stuck. When it reaches 0, it forces a transition to the player follow state, even if the enemy hasn't reached the player. During the player notice state, its speed will be 6 units per second, and acceleration is 20 units per second squared. If the enemy gets very close to the player, 2 units or less, it transitions to player follow state. The enemy's nav mesh is told to move to the current position of the targeted player. The state timer is set to 10 seconds. If the enemy is within 3 units of the player, it stops navigating and switches to the wreak havoc state to attack or cause chaos near the player. In this state, the enemy will move more aggressively. If 10 seconds elapse and the enemy hasn't reached the player, it gives up and switches to the leave state. This state will last somewhere between 6 to 10 seconds. The enemy stops following any set path. It now moves entirely based on its own internal chaos. Physics-driven movement kicks in and the enemy won't use its usual smooth pathing for the duration. It now speeds up to 15 units per second and accelerates at 100 units per second squared. This will make the enemy very agile and aggressive. The enemy uses its current momentum and the player's position to determine its movement. After the random duration of 6 to 10 seconds, the timer ends. The enemy then exits the havoc state and enters the leave state, backing off or repositioning. This prevents the enemy from permanently being in kill mode and gives the player a chance to regroup. This state is entered after the enemy finishes wreaking havoc. The enemy will stop moving. It enters a short cooldown or pause period, almost like it's reassessing or catching its breath. It will start a random timer between 1 to 3 seconds, and when it hits 0, it transitions into the investigate state. This state allows players a chance to recoup without the enemy immediately picking a new target. If you found this breakdown helpful, consider subscribing for more enemy overviews and mechanics guides. And let me know down in the comments how you handled the animal after this video. Thank you for watching.